Welcome to episode 49 of Lost Signals. I'm Daryl.
I'm JD.
I'm Lee.
What the hell was that?
Caught you off guard.
There was something in my throat.
Yes.
That's
And on camera, you can see it was nothing bad.
that's
No,
fair.
nothing
I guess
Yeah.
for the first
This
time,
time.
you can say that there's proof that there was nothing in your mouth.
Sure.
I can't even deny it. Whatever.
How you guys doing?
I'm good. Good.
Yeah?
I just got off night shift, so I'm tired and cranky. But that happens.
I just
Yeah.
had a really busy day too, when we're short staffed. So yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I had a day off.
Nice.
Here's whiskey.
Nothing like a whiskey, well, anytime, I guess, like
Mm-hmm.
8:30 in the morning,
Oh, that's a problem.
your kid's little league game, Christmas morning, whatever, whatever you feel like, just do
Exactly.
you, whatever makes you
What-
feel good.
What's Christmas morning without whiskey? Like, come on.
Exactly.
It's not Christmas morning then, I guess.
I guess.
like Santa fell out of the chimney again.
Shut up.
Santa's sleeping it off.
Oh boy, yeah, July, and we're talking about Christmas shit. Well, more lines just getting pissed, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
It's been a whirlwind of a week and a half. My
oh
God.
boy,
A little bit.
yeah. Well, we're gonna recap pretty much everything that happened in the last 2.5 weeks here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we actually made an announcement on here. Well, that wasn't really an announcement. It was more like a, okay, well, we didn't get what we wanted for the AEW show in Saskatoon.
Yeah.
So no,
what we were going for was specifically media passes.
Yes.
We were going for media credentials for the show that was happening in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
yes. And now that I think about it, I didn't see any interviews backstage. I didn't see nothing from backstage at that show. So I'm guessing they just didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
I don't think there was
Other than the live stuff.
Yeah,
With, Renee and shit.
yeah, but other media outlets, I don't think the radio stations here did it. So we probably
Did they?
I didn't see nothing.
Really?
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe it just wasn't something that they were doing on this tour. I don't know.
I feel like they didn't. I feel like the media around Saskatoon didn't do a good job in promoting it was happening. Like
100%.
there was no announcements. I never heard a single radio. I don't listen to the radio, but there's no radio commercials. There's
Yeah. Usually there's even on the digital billboards. You go to some big cities when WWE is in town, all of the digital billboards are on the buses and shit. There's ads for it, and there was not one thing in Saskatoon for it. So
I guess that makes what ultimately happened that much more interesting then, because the three of us were just utterly blindsided by not just one but two incredible opportunities.
yeah. So we got an email. I think I was the first one to see it the one day, and
Yeah.
it was it was a reply to a thread that you got. And holy shit, Loki, you little bastard! You just moved my mic way out of the way. So
it was a ghost.
So I
Yeah.
was like,
yeah, Just a little jerk. Anyways, yeah. So we got an email from John Schneider from AEW Creative, or their media department. It's yeah. So we got we're about a week out from the show. This must have been the Thursday morning before the show on Wednesday. So they just wrapped up their shows in Edmonton, and he's like, yeah, we got some. Are you guys still interested? Something to that effect. It's like what? It's this is still a thing. It's I was a little depressed. It's we didn't get what we wanted. We're kind of a fledgling, and small outlet so far. And then yeah, no, we got stuff for you. Holy fuck, this is real.
So yeah, break down what happened, because you saw the email first.
Yeah, so
Right.
I think I emailed we have a group chat between the three of us. I'm holy fuck. Dude, guys, check your email. And neither of them got the email right away.
It was in my spam.
Yeah.
It hit my spam too.
Yeah. It was immediately, because I can't remember what I was doing. I was obviously off work, and I got the email. I'm what the fuck is going on? Yeah. So JD, who is more of a works in more of a professional area than I do. Lee, I know you do emails and shit like that. I'm like, JD, you go ahead. You handle this. So
Well, yeah. So what happened was like, so I finally get the email, and I think I messaged you guys back in the group because like one of you said like, I thought we were like there was no go here.
that's exactly
And
what
I think
thought.
my response was fuck it, let's roll with it.
Yeah.
So I said I replied back on behalf of all of us and include everyone in the email, and I said, yeah, okay, sure. Here are our openings. We're like wide open these days. And between the three of us, we're like, we'll just fucking sort it out later.
Yeah.
So yeah, fire that email off, and the guy goes, great, cool. I'll have something for you within the next 24 hours.
His response also was within like 15 minutes. Like after you sent that off, because I know you like you immediately messaged us, and there's like I got like the notification on my phone. It's like, holy shit, this is real.
Dude was on the ball.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, or that he was just sitting by the computer going like, please, somebody fucking answer, please.
Yeah, it's like let's get something going here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys talked back and forth for a couple days there, and it ended up the days that we were available and slotted to have our 2 interviews, and we'll get to that in a second. I couldn't get out of work for them.
Yeah.
But actually, let's touch on something earlier. Originally, the plan was JD to come out, and then it kind of fell through because after we kind of got the thought that we weren't going to get media pass, it's like, you know what, we're going to work something else out, you know, like in the future, you know, like then we can hang out around here a little more. So it's like, and just that it was such a whirlwind, you know, couple days there. So
You'd have been getting your own tickets and not sitting anywhere near us. And
no. It also like in my own personal world here, I like it worked out for the best too, because my girlfriend Alicia's cat was just not doing well, so we ended up putting the cat down the Friday before I would have made it out there. So like it was better off that I was here anyway. So everything just kind of worked out regardless.
No, that totally makes sense then. So I mean, that being said, so I can't remember what day the email came in, but it's like, we got Darby Allin for you for your first interview. It's like, holy shit.
I think it was like the very next day.
Yeah.
It was Friday.
Yeah. I think he got back and said something like, gave us some times, like what time's good for you, and you had said, it's like I had to bow out for sure, but so why don't you cover that a little bit, because like you were front stage there, you know, for all of that.
Well, so he's like, okay, so Darby Allin, here's the time slots. Here's 15-minute slots here and here and here. Again, like the three of us are like chatting back and forth. We're wondering about like whether or not it's going to be regulations or rules or boundaries as to what to talk about or what have you. And also like time frame. And I kind of figured like, well, it's 15-minute slots, so chances are it's going to be 15 minutes, give or take, and we'll see what happens there. But at the same time, I was like, this is kind of leaving the door open, because the interview was scheduled for Monday. The event's on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself, like, I'll just keep the door open and see what else flies in, right?
Yeah.
So I wrote back an email and said, yeah, Darby Allin, at this point in time, this is great. We'll do a video interview. It'd be an absolute honor. By the way, there's still opportunities, and this schedule is still wide open. So if there's anything else, if there's another opportunity, then cool, like send it our way. And my hope was to have a second interview, because if Darby Allin was just going to be 15 minutes, which is great, but still that's a short interview.
I think the email did say, like, after we confirmed the Darby Allin one, he's like, yeah, more incoming soon. It's like, holy shit.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Right.
It's like,
so
okay. Yeah.
My idea was like to have more than just one 15-minute interview, but also to hopefully have another opening where you guys can join me, because the Darby Allin interview was going to be solely me.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, I sent that email off, and like within minutes, John from AEW is like, yeah, okay, more on the way.
Yeah.
Like, cool.
Yeah.
So we had no idea who else we were going to talk to.
Yeah.
And I think it was
The next
It was
morning?
like the next
next
morning or
morning?
next afternoon or whatever that was, and it's like,
Yeah.
are you available for Chris Jericho? It's like, what in the actual fuck? It's
I
like,
squealed like a little girl.
yeah, I
I
like,
was like, "Eh."
yeah, like I looked at my phone and like, I must have been at home. No, I think I was having a beer with my mom and dad, and I'm like, holy fuck. And I swore in front of my mother. It's like, sorry, mom, but it's like, and I even asked my mom and dad. It's like, do you know who Chris Jericho is? They're like, my mom's in her like late 60s. My dad's in his 70s. They're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we've heard of him. So that's kind of just proof of how far of a reach that this guy has. And I said him, it's like, well, Chris Jericho is apparently coming on the podcasts. They're like, really? How did you manage that? It's like hundreds of emails.
Yeah.
Not hundreds, but like there was quite a few emails back and forth. So
Yeah.
and again, and then John came back with some times. I'm like, fuck, yeah. And again, I was at work, day shift, and thankfully we're busy at work right now, so it's just not plausible for me to take more time off than I already have booked off. So it's like, now JD, run with it. You do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I mean,
it was like it's no skin off my teeth. Like honestly, like it's my pleasure to do it. And I'll be honest, like an opportunity to interview Chris Jericho, even though it was just over the phone, was still massive.
oh yeah,
Absolutely
for sure.
massive, right?
Yeah.
So it's been a first time in a long time I was a little bit nervous, and thank you to Lee because this man here sent me like references and questions and callbacks and whatnot for Darby Allin, and gave me some notes for Chris Jericho. And when it came to Darby Allin, like I was on the ball, ready to go. Like here are some great ones, and oh yeah, like that. I'll ask this. When it came to Chris Jericho, I was like, hi.
And
I would have been the same.
Yeah.
So, what was that?
I would have been the same way. I would have just been like, hi.
Yeah. Like, and I could tell you were nervous, like just watching the interview back and stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, no fault or, like it is what it is, like that's a big deal, right?
Oh yeah.
You did forget to ask about the Saskatchewan spinning nerve hold though. We brought that up in the group chat. It was one of Chris Jericho's.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, again,
List of 1,004 moves.
yeah, yeah. And it was good though. Like it's. I mean, it's fucking Chris Jericho. Like
It's Chris Jericho was officially on the Lost Signals podcast.
yeah, and also yours, obviously. Because
whatever, small potatoes.
well, I did notice the views on the pages comparatively. There was more on
Yeah,
ours. There was more on ours than there was yours.
Yeah, no, and that's fine, and we'll get into that in a little
Yeah.
bit, which
Yeah.
is absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wrapped up the interview with Chris Jericho, and then I emailed John right away, and I told him like, interview's done. Well, actually, he was on the call. He was on the call with me for both. I emailed him after the call was complete and said that because he wanted to know when everything was going to be done and when everything was going to be public. And I said, I'm going to push this out the door immediately. I will send you the links where they will be posted immediately. And so I hammered away here at this computer for far too long just to make sure I had
You're probably going
everything.
cross-eyed. It's like can't see
a
straight.
bit, yeah. I finished the interview with Chris Jericho at I think it was 2:00 Pacific Standard Time, and the podcast went live on your channel and the Media Jack channel in 2.5 hours.
That's impressive. Yeah.
That was a very quick turnaround, especially since I had to create like a lot of things for the Chris Jericho segment, because a little bit behind the scenes, if you are doing a phone interview, no one wants to watch the fucking video of a phone interview. There's nothing going on.
Yeah.
So a quick, easy cheat, if you want to call it that, it actually takes a bit of time, is to create a wave file or waveform representing someone's voice. And so I had to seek out, do that, get it properly, have it rendered, key it in, blah, 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 sync it up. So it took a little bit more time than a 15-minute interview should have.
Yeah.
But the end result couldn't be happier with it at all.
No, it looked great. You know, the interview was interesting. You know, I did find he was leading you a bit.
And that was fine.
Yeah.
Like clearly, like I picked up within like the first couple of minutes that his focus was strictly on keeping it on Saskatoon.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I became derailed, because had like, I'm not blaming anyone.
No,
But
God, no.
I will say that, you know, going into an interview, if the guideline is present, then at least it gives me somewhere to aim towards.
Yes.
Generally, the way I conduct an interview is very, not bouncy off the wall, but I will jump onto tangents.
Yes.
With Chris Jericho, like he kept guiding it back towards Saskatoon. I'm like, all right, cool, we're going this way. But
Yeah.
also this is like all this topics here out the window. So I scrambled just a little bit, which, I mean, it just happens. But it was still an awesome opportunity, and the man is just a showman like no one else.
Yeah. No, it was great. Okay, can you two again? Every time I do want to do a show, dogs are just
The dogs are talking into the abyss.
I know. And the dogs are trying to recreate an AEW match right behind me. So, yeah.
So that was Tuesday.
Yep. So we had a little chat on the phone on Tuesday night. I asked you how it went, you know, and you said everything was great. And you had sent another email off to John, you know. And then Wednesday happened. I had a couple drinks on Tuesday night, which I do after my last day shifts usually.
Got a pregame.
Well, yeah. And mainly because I wanted to have a couple so I could go to sleep easier, because I was like, you know, excited because, you know, it's a big show again, right?
Absolutely.
And so I hopped in the car I hopped in the truck, and there's a dog on my shoulder. Ow. Get off. Went to Lee's place, had a beer or two there. Went to Leopold's Tavern in Mormon and had a beer or two there. And then took off to the show. And we got there like about 5 minutes. You're muted. Or I can't hear you. So we pull up. It was probably about 5 minutes.
Check.
But yeah.
There you are.
We're probably about 5 minutes like before or after the door opened. And like there was no lineup. And like I'm thinking, okay, this is TV. Like the parking lot was empty. Not empty, but it wasn't as full as I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
I got an email with the tickets that was like, this is a capacity event. Get here early, be ready, blah,
And
blah, blah.
We'll get to that, but I think the email was accurate, but we'll touch on that in a bit.
Okay.
So we roll in, guy I work with. He's like 23 years old and is like the biggest wrestling fan I've ever met in my life. Like like when he's on his days off, he's watching pay-per-views from the 90s. Like he's got all sorts of like belts and like action figures and signed stuff.
Cool.
And he actually, his girlfriend got something signed. I'll get to that in a little bit. But so we ran into him and we had a beer or whatever.
Was it her chest?
No. It's more innocent than that. It's actually pretty awesome.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
But we roll in and it's like, okay, so we walk in and you've obviously never been to SaskTel Center, but when they built it in the 70s, it was meant to be an NHL rink. Honestly, like that was why they built it. Oh, sorry, it was the 80s. But it was because Saskatoon was supposed to get the St. Louis Blues, but that's a whole other topic. Yes. We get in, and it's like like exactly you see on TV, like the huge stage, rings there, everything. It's like this is fucking awesome. And again, we're walking around. It's like it's not busy here. Like it's empty.
Right.
Like
no line for a beer, you know it's a quiet event.
Yeah. There was quite a line for merch. I didn't even look at the merch because I'm not a guy to wear wrestling stuff in public, if that makes sense.
Right.
They did have an AEW championship belt for $950. And I did
$950.
$950. And
that was a signed one though, wasn't it?
I believe so. And I think a non-signed one was still about $700. Yeah. But and I did see someone walking around with one. So somebody's got disposable income, I guess, or is foolish with their credit card. Probably
or foolish with mom's credit card.
Yeah, probably the latter. So we get so we were obviously front row, like we had talked about before. We're like,
Right.
And my friend and his girlfriend were also on the floor. So it was like, yeah, fuck it. Like, let's not hang around on the main mezzanine. There's facilities on the lower level where like there's bathrooms and there's, you know, bars and shit, you know, like, and food and whatever, all on the main level. So it's like on the floor. So like, screw it, let's go down there. Go and grab a couple beer and go sit down. And we sent a picture. And when you edit this is where you can put the one picture. But we were legit front row. We thought we were closer to one of the corners of where the ring is. We were pretty much dead in the middle. Like you were a little bit closer to the center than I was, but we were right there.
In my mind, even though I know that the tables for the announcers aren't ringside, I wasn't expecting, like, I thought that we were going to be recessed back from the ring. No, we were literally sitting along the barricade, which may have gotten thrown bumped towards us a couple times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys were in the splash zone for a few things.
Yeah. So like we sit down and like, and there was a couple dark matches. Like there was the women's champ, the one women's champ. I can't remember the Tony something.
Tony Storm.
Yeah. She squared off against a local girl.
Oh no, that was Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah. So
She's
there was
BC.
there was two, but there was one girl that was from Saskatoon, or there was a dude from Saskatoon that wrestled in a dark
There
match.
was both. Yeah.
Yeah. And so those were, you know, meh. But, you know, like it was kind of cool to see, you know, like the guy from Saskatoon got some loud pops, even though they were like squash matches. Actually, I think right before that is when Tony Khan actually came out.
Oh, did he?
Well, yeah,
He came out a few times.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 times he came out and addressed the crowd, and I didn't think for a second that he would have been there. You know what I mean? He thought like, okay, so this is TV. So I'm thinking, you know, like, and it's in Canada, in Saskatoon of all places, that why would the owner be there? But that's his baby now, so I guess that's why. So yeah, we sat there and we hung out and had a couple drinks, and then the show started. And it was, the opening match was Chris Jericho and
Commander.
Yeah.
Commander.
Yeah. Then you're gonna have to run through the matches more than me, because I remember, but I don't. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna pull up the full card so I don't miss anything.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I've got it up as well.
Yeah.
So.
Like it started off with, what was it, 3 dark matches that were filmed so
think
that they could throw them into.
It was two dark matches.
Because Kip Sabian against oh shit, I don't remember who it was.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. He came. I was Jason Geiger is the guy's name. I think he's. I don't know if he's touring as a jobber or if he works, or because there's a couple like local wrestling groups.
Yeah. Right.
And he didn't look like anybody I knew before, but yeah, he came out with the Blade and the Butcher, and I'm sitting there losing my mind because the Butcher is, of course, the guitarist from Every Time I Die. So I'm like, oh my god.
Well, he was like full on like wetting his pants, like pissing down both legs.
I was pushing the barricade towards the ring.
But you forgot the important part about the Butcher, though.
Oh yeah,
the dude,
he came out full on eating a sandwich.
He would he had a, and not just like a bun. It looked like he had half eaten like a full submarine sandwich, and there's about 6 inches left of it. And he's eating this fucking, and there was chants
going nuts.
And there was chants about it. It's like, eat the sandwich. Yeah. It was just the most ridiculous shit, you know, like.
Right.
And
after the match, Kip came down, and one of our buddies who was sitting with us front row there, wearing this ridiculous summer getup, like pink and blue, like button-up shirt and short shorts to match, and Kip came right up to him. Yeah. What were you saying, Daryl?
No, it's like my dad's a lawyer, I'll sue you sort of summer outfit. Yeah,
like
okay.
spring break in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah,
outfit.
gotcha. And someone's getting some roofies. That's the vibe you got. Yeah. Nice guy. Don't get me wrong, but
he's a beauty.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kip comes right up to him. Was like, "Dude, love your outfit, man. That's the best." They ended up getting him chants too. It was great. The crowd was chanting for him and
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, it was such a good time. Like right off the get go, before TV even started.
Yeah.
And then things settled down a little bit. The coolest part, I didn't realize how much of an there was a lot of back and forth with the crowd right from the get go between Justin Roberts talking and
he did
announcing
really
the
well.
ring crew and he kept everybody into it, talking to people in the crowd. There's a little kid who came out from Winnipeg for this show, and kept on bringing him in and went and took pictures with them and kind of getting everybody relaxed, because you could tell there was a little bit of tension. Everybody was pretty excited, and he just made it feel casual, which was really cool. And then the lights go down
at the end. Oh yeah. The Winnipeg sucks chants during the Jericho match was hilarious.
Winnipeg sucks! Winnipeg sucks! Winnipeg sucks! Winnipeg sucks! Winnipeg sucks! Winnipeg sucks!
And then I kind of looked at the kid beside me. It's like, we're not talking about you, like we're talking about him.
It's sports entertainment.
exactly.
Yeah. But the Jericho Commander match, like Commander and Jericho, like actually were like spitting distance, literally from you guys.
Oh yeah, full on, like big.
Yeah.
There's another wrestler that got close to us, and I got a story about that. And
Big Bill,
yeah. But
so-
what was the second match there?
So the second match right after that was the blind eliminator tag with Daniel Garcia and Sammy Guevara against Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy. And
That's right.
That was really cool to see Darby ride the skateboard down, and Orange Cassidy I think Orange Cassidy is probably the most over person. People went nuts for him.
His entrance is amazing. Like just like the handwritten card on the screen.
Insert picture here.
Yeah, put cool move here. And he came down and he had the belt in a backpack.
Yeah.
I think he was doing a bunch of wrestling moves too, like with his hands in his pockets. Like he's just like this. He just doesn't care. He plays that role pretty well.
Yeah.
So
that match was actually a banger. Like there wasn't a single boring moment of it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to rewatch it actually, but.
While you guys were like there on location, and like of course they were broadcasting this on TSN2, and I didn't have a chance to actually watch it because I was at the station during the broadcast, but I was like refreshing YouTube and Facebook, like, come on, fucking give me clips.
Yeah.
But Darby Allin was like on the other side of the ring towards the end of the match, and he was hung up on the second rope, and so the furthest away from you guys, unfortunately, but it's funny because it went on a television and it went onto YouTube. Swerve Strickland comes out of nowhere and just like blindside kicks him.
Yeah.
Seconds before that, Darby turns to him and literally says, "Oh shit."
Shit. Yeah. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. Oh, during that Chris Jericho match, that Commander had like that tightrope lock on the top rope.
Oh yeah.
That was tight. Like
it's
on the corner.
It's crazy seeing it that close.
Yeah, like on the corner that we were at, he ran from that corner all the way across the ring and then over top and then hit Jericho. Like if you watch the replay of it, like Lee said, seeing it in person is way better than seeing it on TV.
Yeah,
but
the only thing that sucks is being opposite of where all the big things that are happening out of the ring, because all you just see is Commander jump, and then you just see people crash, and then nothing. They're behind the ring.
The abyss.
Yeah.
There's a black hole hiding there.
Yeah. And I can't. Who won that match? Was it?
That was
Sammy and Garcia.
Yeah, I figured. What was
after
the next
the interference from Swerve, which
right?
It totally makes way more sense to me after the fact, but I really was surprised that Darby and Orange Cassidy didn't win. But like you can clearly tell that they're going for Adam Cole and MJF winning. I think. Like, they're going to win the tournament. I have to think.
And also
isn't it
like
over?
No,
the Bret Hart tournament's over. That's what I'm thinking.
And also like Darby Allin, so now you have that crossover because Darby Allin helped introduce Nick Wayne, and Nick Wayne went up against Swerve Strickland and took a loss.
That was later in the show though.
That was later in the event.
Yes, but I think because Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin lost that blind eliminator tag, Darby is now going to focus on Nick Wayne and Swerve Strickland.
That Nick Wayne was
So that makes sense.
a hell of an athlete. Like he was fun to watch.
Yeah.
You know,
One
like
thing
a
that
little like not rusty, but you know, like uneducated, if that's the right way to put it. You know, like because he is new.
Yeah.
But there's a hell of a potential there.
Oh yeah. He's definitely, he knows how to work. He knows how to wrestle. I feel like he was missing the ability to work in like a big crowd on TV, and that'll develop. He's going to get there.
But okay, so we'll touch on this now. Like when you said that, like on a big crowd. Okay, so like there wasn't 4,000 people there.
According to what I have right here, circa 3,400 people in attendance.
Yeah. So what it was, like when we walked in, I knew for sure the top bowl would be closed off. It's been closed off for a lot of things. Like the only time it's really been open for the last little while is when the Saskatoon Blades were playing the Regina Pats when Connor Bedard was in town.
Right.
And except for big concerts. But
yeah, a couple country concerts. Like even Slipknot top row was top section was off, which was
super
surprising.
weird. But anyways.
Yeah.
Slipknot. I thought that was a fishing band.
So we sit, like as we're sitting in our seats, we're kind of looking around. It's like to the left of us, like the floor was full to a point, but you know, like obviously like on the ramp, like you're going to lose some, but there was people on both sides of the ramp. But like where the camera is, like where the hard camera sits, there was nobody sitting there, like on both sides, like for sections, like and all the way up to the left.
Okay.
And then pretty much the whole lower bowl was full, I would say. Maybe not to capacity, but it was fuller. They kept all of the people together.
Yeah.
You know what I
Together
mean?
and camera side.
Yes. That's why the whole, like that side where the hard camera sits, that was full. I think to make that illusion that it was fuller in there. But yeah, 34.
You did a good job of it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
No, they did. Like you had me fooled, but like you guys, so you specifically got the tickets and you were aware your tickets were designated. So
Yes.
like you guys like were actually showing up on TV quite a few times.
Quite a few times.
And,
yeah.
We need to get into that, but we also skipped a match.
Oh, did we?
Oh yeah, we skipped that too.
MJF, Adam Cole versus Big Bill and Brian Cage.
Okay. So that match is where I made an ass of myself.
Okay.
So
Were you reaching for Big Bill?
well, I kind of made a comment to him. So
Oh, okay.
Big Bill used to be known as Big Cass in WWE.
Yeah.
He had a bad alcohol and drug problem. He got thrown out of the ring, and as he was literally right in front of us, like you said, spitting distance, like the barrier was here. He was like right here. It's like, hey man, you want some of my beer?
Dude, I'm sober.
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
He legit said that to me.
Wow.
And I'm like, fuck. And then it popped in my head. It's like, I fucking knew that too. It's like, I knew he was
so
sober.
you were asking like you were legitimate with that, not being malicious.
I wasn't trying to be a dick, you know, like it was more trying to be funny, and then it popped in my head that he actually was, because like he just about died from it.
Yeah.
So I felt really bad. Like I still do, and I actually did send him a message on Instagram, and he hasn't seen it or replied yet, but I'm like, dude, like I apologize. Like it was bad taste. I was being like, it was a douchebag thing, and I apologize, because like I do. Like it was just not, it wasn't something I should have done, if that makes sense.
You got a little quiet after that. You were like, "Oh, why did I do that?"
Yeah. So I did. I felt bad.
That match, by the way.
It was a good match, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
The MJF teasing a body slam on Big Bill the whole time.
Oh yeah.
That was brilliant.
And then tweeted about it in the Saskatoon Silver Dome. Silver Dome.
That was so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that. I was at work and I burst out laughing, and people were looking at me like I'm stupid. But should put that up.
That was played well. Like MJF is really proven to be versatile in his character. So.
Oh yeah. Like I thought he was gonna be like this huge douchebag, and like he is a douchebag. I'm not gonna split hairs here. Like he plays that character well. I figured he was gonna rip on the city a lot more than he did, but it was actually pretty tame. It reminded me more of like when DX was kind of heel. but funny about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's totally the cool bad guy right now.
Yeah.
He's
Well, and being with Adam Cole, I mean, like those two together, like that's a good team.
And they've proven it to be a good team, but they're also a comedic team. Like they have this character and they have this chemistry down pat.
Yeah. I like Adam Cole as a character and a wrestler too. Like he was severely underused in WWE. Like he's just been thriving in AEW now. So
Absolutely.
the one thing I do have to say about that match. It blew my mind how big Brian Cage is, like muscle wise. Seeing him in person, it's like looking at a human tank.
Yeah.
Of muscle. It's just he's just a big old thing of beef. That's all he is.
His shit has muscles on it. And then Big Bill being 6'10", like that. There's no way he's not. I would believe he's over 7 feet if they told me he was over 7.
Yeah, like when he stood up after getting knocked down there, like even though I was sheepish after, like he was way fucking taller than me, like way fucking taller.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What was the match after that?
Ruby Soho and Sky Blue.
I tried to rush to go take a piss before that match started, and unfortunately, everybody else decided that was a great time. Pissing beer breaks.
Yeah.
Which sucks because I love Ruby Soho.
Oh,
Ruby
yeah.
Soho
Yeah.
Another underutilized character in WWE.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she came out to her Rancid entrance.
Yes.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
It suits her, and she had Saraya and Tony Storm with her because they're the little group right now.
Yeah.
They got booted away from the ring like right away.
So, okay. So when you said they got booted away from the ring, here's the other part of the story. So remember I was saying about my coworker and his girlfriend. Right. His coworker, or his girlfriend, made a Saraya jacket. And I can't remember what's on the back of it. Just one second, I'll pull it up. But as like she had her, like my buddy's girlfriend had her jacket off and was showing it to Saraya, and I guess she walked by and like, that's fucking cool. Like she said, like that's what my buddy Rylan was telling me.
Cool.
So and then they got kicked out and came back a couple times, and then she actually went and I think signed the jacket and her poster. So I mean that's pretty
shit.
Yeah, that's legit. Like, so I mean, good for them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I came back about 2-3 minutes into the match, and it was actually a really good match.
Yeah.
I was pretty happy. Like Ruby did the whole dominating heel work, and Sky can take a beating and look good. And I was actually kind of surprised Ruby won the match, but I guess it's again semifinal third. Did the final happen on Dynamite this week? Because there's Collision had the.
It'll be on Collision this week, I think.
No, it's already been determined. Sky Blue won it.
Sky Blue lost the match against Ruby Soho, though.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What's her face? Bitch.
Later that night, I actually missed all of the weekend show. I'm definitely watching Dynamite on Wednesday, but because the main event of Rampage was Athena and Willow.
So the main event Collision was Ruby Soho versus Willow, and Willow is the women's Owen Hart champion.
Right, because Willow won on Rampage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Against Athena there.
Yes, because we watched it.
Yeah,
we were there for it.
Okay, so there's two more events that happened on Dynamite, and that was the debut of Nick Wayne against Swerve Strickland.
Yeah, like I said before, he had a hell of a match. Like it was. Yeah.
Darby Allin during an interview talked about the fact that he'd been like working with and watching Nick Wayne for the past 2 years. When he's 16, wrestling at the age of 16, he is now 18. And has just been signed to AEW. So you're saying a lot of potential. Dude has room to fucking grow.
Oh yeah. I mean, like you could definitely you could see his youth for sure. So, but yeah, I mean, nowhere to go but up for him. I mean, especially if he's surrounded by like good people. So
yeah. Well, I think didn't didn't Darby say that he has been training with him since he was 12? Like,
Yeah.
Oh
something
yeah,
like that.
just
Yeah, so-
ridiculous. Like he's shown so much potential at a young age.
Oh, and Darby Allin did come out for his entrance too.
yeah.
Like he didn't get off like the top of the ramp or anything, but like he was out there. And I think Darby Allin came out at the end of the match too, even after he had lost. But I mean, it was a good match though, like considering he lost. But I mean, that's the business, right?
Yeah.
Swerve made him look good, and Swerve looked good. Like
Yeah.
Swerve,
Yeah.
he's always been a consistent guy. He's probably one of the best actual like raw bad guys in the show right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird. Like I know Swerve Strickland was a part of WWE, but like I'm drawing a blank here.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
actually, me too. What the hell was he again?
He was Swerve something.
Was he not? I'm not think. What was the not Street Profits? The dude that died in the ocean that time, was he with him?
No, and he
No,
wasn't
no.
a part of Crime
Time. That's
no.
what I'm thinking. Are you
No.
sure?
He was Isaiah Swerve Scott in NXT.
Isaiah Swerve Scott. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
And he was a part of Hit Row. Wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Hit Row.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was like you could consider it like a adjacent to Crime Time, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Yeah, very similar style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what was the?
That would be the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Elite, and they closed out Dynamite.
Yeah. Well, there was no
Yeah, it
match.
Was no match, just the
No, it
announcement
was,
of the fifth men for Blood and Guts, which I'm so pumped for because
Which is
okay,
Wednesday, right?
I was really this Wednesday in Boston, the 5v5 War Games match with they're doing War Games on a TV taping, which is insane. They're doing the what do they call it? I can't remember. They don't call it War Games. That's the WCW.
They call it
name
Blood
or
and
whatever.
Guts. It's Blood
Yeah.
and Guts.
Yeah.
When Pac came out, I've been a huge fan of him since he was Neville, and even before that when he was Pac in the Indies back in the day.
Yeah.
That was like, oh man, he's been gone for a while. This is intense, and it makes perfect sense for him to join Blackpool Combat Club. And then I thought it was ridiculously cheesy. They had the chair around Omega's neck, and Pac's about to give him the business from the top rope, and then look at the screen. You gotta watch the screen. Don't step on my face yet. And
Yeah.
everybody just stops. Lights go dark, and we could see the Elite and Hangman coming out for that. But then the place actually erupted.
Where'd they come from?
Backstage.
I think they came like down the ramp and around.
Down the ramp and then out and
Yeah,
around and then in front of you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in front of
Okay.
us. And then the place actually came unglued when they announced Ibushi and then the Golden Elite.
Oh my God! Kota Ibushi!
Which Coda being part of AEW feels like it's been a long time coming because I mean, what has he worked in the States since he did
Nope.
the NXT tournament? What the heck was I think this is his first time being back in years, and he was kind of elusive in Japan for the last couple too.
Yeah.
Dude has a series of neck issues from working the style he works,
Yeah.
but healed up and now is coming back to team with Kenny Omega and and the Elite. And I was always a big fan. Like I've watched the whole Golden Lovers thing, and
Yeah.
it's going to be really cool to see Coda in AEW. And the place just literally blew up. I was really surprised because like I didn't know, there's a lot of smart fans in Saskatoon, but I wasn't sure who was going to all know who Coda was. And
I didn't know. I knew some of his other stuff, but like it didn't dawn on me. But I had some drinks, so.
I think the four loudest moments for actual Dynamite were the Winnipeg sucks chants.
Yep.
Which you can't.
Kenny
then,
Omega didn't get that though. I was just gonna say
No,
Kenny Omega
yeah,
didn't
'cause-
get the Winnipeg sucks chant.
Once upon a time,
I used to be from Winnipeg, and don't get me wrong. Rough Riders, I did. I care about the Blue Bombers. The Winnipeg Jets, yes, I love them, but Rough Riders are where it's at, let's face it. You guys proved that time and time again.
I thought it was really funny that the crowd's chanting that, and yet the most over person in the entire company also from Winnipeg.
Yeah.
So, biggest bad guy, biggest good guy, both from the same place.
Yeah.
It's something about Winnipeg. I mean, Winnipeg does suck, but
God, it's got to be. Yeah.
Got nothing better to do but throw your friends around and
just beat the
work
shit out
out.
of your old lady, I guess.
God.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't
all
condone
right.
that in any way, shape,
No,
or form, though.
God,
just,
no.
just a
No.
disclaimer there.
Yes.
Loudest moments of Dynamite. Winnipeg sucks. MJF's body slam.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy coming out, and then the Coda announcement by far.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Daryl embarrassing himself in front of Big Bill.
Yeah.
That wasn't a loud pop, though. That just like the. Yeah.
that
The loud
a
pop we
cheap
heard was
shot.
his blade.
Yeah,
His
Yeah.
blade.
yeah.
His blade.
Oh, and Saraya coming back out and signing the jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
Then Rampage happened.
This night isn't over. We still have an episode of Rampage to show all you guys. We still have Impact Wrestling. So if it isn't past your bedtime, if you guys will give us a little bit of your time, we will give y'all a little bit of wrestling. So please, stick around. Thank you very much for your hospitality. The hotel has a water slide and stuff. That's pretty cool. Thank you very much. I said it already, but I'll say it again off camera. Goodbye, mwah, and good night. Bang. See you guys.
Yeah. So explain that, because like you guys signed up to watch Dynamite.
Well, we signed up to buy both.
Yeah,
Right.
they tape Rampage before and after every AEW, and depending or every Dynamite, depending what time it's going live and what city they're in is when they film it. Because sometimes they do Rampage right before. It always starts at what time is it? 7 o'clock Eastern.
It's 6 o'clock our time, so I think it's 7 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah. So like if they would have been here, when the time change happens, it would have been going live at 5 o'clock our time, right?
Yeah,
so
Gotcha. Okay.
which would suck for here. Like
Yeah.
Wednesday night at 5 o'clock, most people are still just getting off of work.
Yeah. Imagine if you're on the West Coast for that. You had fucking
exactly.
4 o'clock. You're at a wrestling event. Like that doesn't make sense.
There was a few busy vests in the crowd. I can attest to that. So yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I kind of expected them to do something like, I know it's not the actual end of the night, but I expected them to do something for like a, send Dynamite out with a bang and have everybody like shake hands around the ring. It just had a little speech from Kenny, and then they left the ring.
Yeah.
Really surprising.
It was a little disappointing, but I mean, whatever. Like I don't need to slap hands with these people. It's just it's yeah. But yeah, then Justin Roberts, like he came around like in between. It's like, yeah, you guys sticking around for like on the mic, and he's like, stick around for Rampage coming up, and kept the crowd kind of going while they changed the ring mats and shit. Like they changed everything over, but it was the same shit. Yeah, like
You didn't send any video of that.
I don't know if I got it. I got some pictures of it, but I don't know if I got any video of it. I got some videos I need to send yet.
Yeah.
But anyway,
And
so
Rampage was like, it was okay. Like it was more meh than anything to me. I mean,
It started off pretty cool with Dustin Rhodes and Keith Lee.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I did forget about
against
that.
the other
That-
members of Jericho Appreciation Society there.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, like Keith Lee and Goldust. Come on.
Yeah. I did get some good pictures. I did send you pictures of that. They're in that.
Oh no, I got a
Yeah.
few. Yeah, but like not of the changeover.
No. Well, I mean, it's just a changeover. And it was dark. So.
Yeah.
What was the other match? There's another big one in that.
Right
well,
after that
you
was
had
the
Toni Storm.
25-second long Tara Valkyrie match there.
Yeah,
Right. The
Where
squash.
she stomped another girl's face into the ring, and I'm pretty sure she actually got hurt because she was sitting beside the ring shaking while the ref was checking on her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember that now.
And
And it was during.
she looked pretty rough.
it was during Rampage when the barrier came like super close to us.
Yeah, that was the match after that with the Lance Archer Trent Beretta match,
Yeah.
which Lance beat the ever loving shit out of Trent. Trent took a massive beating, and also Jake Roberts was ringside, and I was losing my collective mind.
Oh no, I would have been there too, losing my mind, because Jake Roberts is like one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
he looks pretty
he's
good.
looking old.
But he's old. He looks okay.
Oh no,
considering
he's-
like he was just about dead a
he's
couple
traveled
years
a
ago.
rough road. So
Yeah. But
Dude wasn't taking a bump, that's for sure.
no. Well, unless it was a key bump, maybe, but that's a little different.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Actually,
sober too, Daryl. Come on.
I stand by my statement. But like he wasn't going to take a bump in the ring, and he's not going to take a key bump, so he's not taking any bumps. That's what I was getting at. That's what I'm getting at. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Lance
No
Archer.
backpedaling.
Yeah.
I'm moving on. Thank you.
Yes.
The Murder Hawk. I mean, that's another absolute beast of a human being.
He is a big boy.
Yeah.
They were staying at the hotel my girlfriend works at, and Darcy was up in the lobby while they were checking out and saw Lance and was just like, "There's a big dude with a dread mohawk in the lobby right now," and I felt she's like barely 5 feet tall, and was like, I felt so small around this dude.
Yeah.
Also built like a brick shit house, dude. Is,
Yeah.
Dude's a beast.
It's just nuts how
And-
big those people are. You know, like, yeah.
Like, they seem big on TV. They obviously overbill some of the people to make them bigger than they are.
Yeah.
But there's a few of them, like I said, Big Bill, Brian Cage, Lance Archer.
Yeah.
They're as big as they look on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Oh,
you see small pieces of debris orbit them because they have
Yeah.
gravitational-
Pretty much. Yeah.
They're so dense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you had Takashita doing a squash match.
Against Mentalo, that was the local guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And what was?
And
He was over. He got chance. He got a pop. Everybody was chanting for him.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
because
if-
it's the local guy, right? Like you pretty much have to.
Did anybody watch Rampage back? Like, did that actually play live? Because I don't see a. Oh, never mind. It says match length under 5 minutes, so they didn't rate it.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
But that was basically a squash. But Mentalo looked good, and that the main focus there is Don Callis came out for the 4th time, and that another loud point I forgot to mention: Don getting booed so loud the entire time you couldn't hear him talk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
me.
Okay, so we actually glossed over this too.
Yeah.
When Don Callis came out, what, the 3rd time?
Yeah,
At the
for
end?
the-
Like right
Main
before they announced
card.
the the 5th member
fifth
for each.
member.
That's when Lee and I were on TV. Like full on, like right on TV. Because we're both like, thumbs down and booing, and well, I think Lee was laughing in there, but yeah, we were definitely booing Don Callis. And I'm like, I was watching back Rampage or Dynamite, and you can hear me booing.
Well, I mean, we were right beside the camera guy, and also the ring is mic'd. They pick up everything around the ringside.
Like, okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like every time there's a body slam, like it is definitely mic'd because like it's so fucking loud, and it shouldn't be that loud. But
you hear it through the arena.
I also have a really loud voice, and I was using every inch of it. So like when I was booing people,
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could
I
definitely.
would have been there matching you decibel for decibel, man. Like, seriously.
I don't know, dude. It's fucking. It's loud.
My
Oh.
ear hurt from being beside him, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what? It's like when I go to a Rider game. It's like I come home with no voice.
No, yeah.
But
I get it.
Yeah. But yeah.
That's awesome. So were you guys aware that the camera was like cutting to you guys?
Oh yeah, because the dude was standing like right here. Like we
And
talked.
he had multiple.
We
yeah.
talked to the camera guy, like in between.
really?
Oh yeah, just like not
He was
nothing
like
crazy.
literally right beside us.
Yeah,
Just,
like the
short
whole show.
conversation. Yeah.
So like we said before, like they had the arena cut off. So all of it was like the dude was beside us because like he could only like video that way because of where the crowd was. And right where I was standing was like the edge of where they were filming.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It's all that illusion, right?
Oh, still, fuck it. That's the place to be, man.
Oh yeah,
You guys
no,
were
it
in
was
the best seat,
perfect.
period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
was
can
great.
never not go front row again.
Well, this is the second time Lee and I
first class.
But no, this is the second time Lee and I have gone front row. We went front row
For
to
a televised one, but
no, but like we went front row for that WWE house show a couple years ago, and that was fun too.
2018,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I've been to 3 televised shows, maybe 4. I went to SmackDown in Edmonton twice and Raw once in Calgary, and we did back-to-back nights in SmackDown and Raw. This was back in like 2010, 2011, and I don't know, maybe it's the setup that they do. They use the same size ring and everything, but when you're sitting in the nosebleeds, the ring looks small. When you're on the floor, it looks massive.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, it was completely different. I don't know, maybe it's just looking down at it and you're looking at ants basically when you're in the top of the Saddle Dome, right?
Yeah.
I was really surprised when I got down beside the ring and it seemed like this giant beast in front of me, this real thing that I only pictured from seeing on TV or seeing from the nosebleeds of a smaller arena too. Like I couldn't imagine how small it looks going to like a WrestleMania when there's 85,000 people in a football stadium.
Well, I think that's why they have so many like TVs set up, or screens set up.
Big
'Cause
screens.
you have to.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what the main event for Rampage was.
That was Athena and Willow.
Right. Yeah. And it was okay. I kept calling her Ember Moon.
Well, yeah.
You did, or they?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
that's basically what I haven't watched enough of.
But that, like, to me, Rampage is like NXT. I don't watch it.
Yeah.
And it's like, and Dynamite, like, if it's on a Wednesday and if I'm home, I might catch part of it. That's about it, right?
Yeah.
Right. So.
I mean, she's been with AEW now for a little over a year. Hasn't done anything too particularly large.
But you would think that she's got to be doing something right if they're bringing her on a Canadian tour, right?
Yeah,
true. But now she's also like a big part of Ring of Honor now that Ring of Honor is run by Tony and
yeah.
She's definitely bigger there. She came out with the Ring of Honor championship, the women's championship, and had her little episode when she lost. And,
her little tantrum. Yeah.
Which really funny seeing, they're obviously ending filming the show and they've got the ref behind the cameraman counting down 5, 4, 3.
Yeah.
It's like
we saw that a lot actually. Like
you don't even think about it. Like obviously though there's got to be cues, but there's definitely a little bit of the behind the curtain stuff that you don't think about just being ringside.
It is a production.
I didn't hear a whole bunch of like move calling, like shot calling either.
No Dolph Ziggler calls?
No, nothing like that.
No.
Yeah. I think there was one where I could actually pick up what they said, but
there was nothing big. I mean, you could see them talking to each other, but
noticed it,
but nothing audible. So
no.
So after the show, we left and whatever, and that was it. I mean, it was great. So I had posted that podcast episode up on Reddit and stuff, and it got fucking almost downvoted to oblivion. Yeah, and I don't know why, because
I know why, but go ahead.
People are dicks. That's
exactly.
Why. Yeah. So I had it.
How dare you do something cool and something exclusive and share it with people who are wrestling fans? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why you did it. That's why I downloaded.
I thought it had something to do with the fact that you're not supposed to self-promote things on Square Circle. But...
I messaged the mods first. I made sure of it. Like I got permission first. Yeah. So, whatever.
That's not me in the video. Am I allowed to do this?
Exactly. But it's right. It's not me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's technically my channel, but yes. But then I started looking at the metrics of the video up, and it's like, we got picked up, like the podcast episodes got picked up by a couple like weird ass like wrestling web pages, like 411 Wrestling and Sports Kita I think
Yeah.
Sportskeeda is based in like Bangalore or some shit like that. So it's like, I think they're not even real pages. Like they don't do their own journalism. They just repost shit all the time.
I
Okay.
think so.
Like
Yeah,
they might
but-
write a
but,
little
okay.
bit of a blurb about it, but that's it.
Okay. So yeah.
You
so,
know, yeah. You look at
Yeah. So you're telling me this. I'm like, what the hell is Sportskeeda? So first of all, I go to Wrestling 411. And
411
I see it's
Wrestling.
Like, 411
Yeah.
Wrestling. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I see like, oh shit, no, that's the article. That's the interview that I hosted with Darby Allin, and that's his response too. And I read further down, and oh shit, there's the link to the channel. But then it says H/T, which is hot tag, to WrestlingInc.com. And so I go to WrestlingInc.com, and that is actually the site where all this traction came from.
Oh, okay.
Wrestling 411 and Sportskeeda were actually pulling from WrestlingInc.com.
Okay. So it did come
Wrestling
from a
Inc.
more legit place then.
Yeah, and WrestlingInc.com, like they gave full credit to Lost Signals podcast, and if you and they have a disclaimer on it saying like if you pull from this, make sure you credit Lost Signals as well as hot tag to WrestlingInc.com,
Yeah.
and I'm like, fucking cool,
Good.
like you
I like
guys
it.
did it right, and you gave us credit, and that's all we could ever ask for.
Yeah.
But fuck yeah, I mean Jesus, the traction just blew up.
That was
which is
good,
awesome.
man. It was really good. Like everything about this whole AEW experience, like it I always thought AEW was going to be the next WCW, where it's gonna have this hot start, and then it's gonna just drop off and just be nothing. I think different now, seeing it live. It's legit. Seeing Tony Khan in fucking Saskatoon is legit. Guaranteed he was here on his private jet for the show and then left.
Oh yeah, he buggered off. 100%.
Or maybe he didn't. Who knows? Like maybe they hung out for a day. Like when's the next time they're gonna come through Saskatoon, right? Like it's like you don't know these things, so maybe they are gonna hang out. But seeing it live, hell of a show. I like every minute of it was great. What do you remember of it? Because and it's not even from booze, but because you see so much stuff, it's just like you forget like small nuances and shit. But I had a great time. Like the tickets were they were $200 a shot for front row, but it was 100% worth it.
Oh yeah, you guys had the experience of a lifetime.
Yeah.
I definitely am going to get front row tickets next time they come, which Tony says they're going to come back, and I hope that the the crowd not being as large as I would have expected, would not deter them from coming back. But
I think they realize that they're still in the building mode. Like it's to try and put something like that on in a market like Saskatoon. It's tough for a lot of things to do things in Saskatoon. So like maybe seeing that they did TV once here and it was successful. I would call it a success in the sense that like a lot of big things happened. They probably had big ratings on TV. Like why not? So had a good time. Yeah.
And we now have a reputation with AEW.
Well, I always have a reputation. It's just a little different now.
No, we have a
right,
reputation with AEW.
Here we go.
It's not just you pissing off Big Bill. It's just
I didn't piss him off. I just said something stupid, and I apologized for it. Okay, so whatever.
no, and that's fair. I know you're being sincere, but
Yeah.
it will be interesting the next time AEW comes through town because like we worked with them. It was an absolute wonderful opportunity for me and for you guys. And I let John know like, hey, and like I sent him the photo of you guys in the crowd. It's like, there they are. They are there. They're having a blast. And John's like, great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good to hear it. So
Awesome.
So yeah, next time they come through town, I mean, like, who knows what'll come next? I certainly can hope for more interviews, and Will we get an opportunity to actually be there, like the three of us in person and conduct an interview? I don't know, but
If it's gonna happen next time, you'll definitely be here for that. You know.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Make sure of that.
Yeah.
So all around, I think it was just a wonderful experience for all of us.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Yeah. Awesome.
So you wanted to touch on the wrestling game?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. Like we're at our usual hour. We talked about this whole thing for an hour. Are we gonna go longer? What do you think?
No, I mean, we might as well put a bookend on this. Like you brought it up, and
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
might
no,
as
no.
well.
It's fine. Let's we can talk. We'll talk about our next episode. How about that?
all right, fine,
Yeah. What are you guys listening to this week? Because we're still gonna do that.
sure.
I only got one this week, so.
Well, that's fine. So hit us with your one, and then I will quickly brainstorm and pick up another one.
Yeah, I do that every once in a while too for episodes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I was at work this week, and on Spotify, if you have your phone offline long enough, or like you don't use the app enough, it'll give you like an offline playlist of stuff that you just like weird stuff, because I always leave. I have a second phone that I just bring underground with me.
Right.
And the song popped up that I know both of these bands extremely well, but I had never heard the song before. And Lee, I showed this to you at your place before we went to the show.
Yeah.
And the song is called Bad Habits, and it's by Silverstein, which I've added to the playlist before, but it's featuring Intervals. So like Silverstein does the song, and then Aaron Marshall from Intervals comes and rips this fucking awesome solo.
It's a great song.
It's fucking awesome. It came out it must have came out during the pandemic. Well, it did. It came out in 2020. I don't know exactly when it was, but I don't know how I'm just hearing this now because I'm such a fan of both bands. So whatever. Bad Habits by Silverstein and Intervals.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you
I got one.
What do you got?
It was recently announced that Death Clock, metal cop.
That word is so hard to
Metalocalypse.
say.
Metal. Say it again.
Metalocalypse.
Metalocalypse. Okay, so Metalocalypse is actually coming out with a movie.
Yes. I
The
saw
original
that.
band is getting back together. The original cast is getting back together. And I've been grinding through all seasons of the show. And it's just as funny and horrific as I remember it.
I'm gonna have to watch
So I'm looking forward to the movie.
Yeah.
But I want to throw back to Face Fisted by Death Clock.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who wasn't thinking metal, but I'm going a little bit beyond that.
enough.
I have one thing I want to shout out that isn't going to go on the playlist because it's not music, but I've been getting back into my listening to my old playlists for like my metal stuff, and I came across a band that I intermittently go back to whenever I need something really heavy. I was listening to Liquid Metal on Sirius about 10 years ago, a little less than that. Driving with my buddy, we were test driving a truck in Humboldt, and I was like, I want to hear how the radio sounds. Pop this on, and the DJ pops on after whatever song ended before it, and was like, this next song is so heavy it's gonna make your balls fall off. And then he played.
Lee is now a eunuch, is what he's saying.
Yeah, my balls fell off, and
Oh,
I've
shit.
become a fan of this band ever since. They are called Black Tongue. The song is called Eclipse, and it's possibly. There's a lot of defining ways to put heavy, but that is possibly the heaviest song I have ever heard. It is brutal, it is sludgy, it is slow, and I couldn't imagine having this dude's throat because his vocals are so growly that it's nuts.
Yeah.
Is it
And
Death
then-
Growls?
Oh, you just got to listen to it. Put it on after this.
We'll add it to the list.
It's on
if
there
anyone is-
already.
So if anyone is actually wanting to listen to the ever-growing list that we have on Spotify, just look for Found Signals, a Lost Signals playlist, as we try to add music every week, at least a couple of songs every episode.
So
And don't let that song scare you.
we are at 142 songs now.
Yeah.
9 hours and 41 minutes. And it's got
That's a road trip playlist right there.
Oh yeah. And there's a lot of really weird shit on there.
Oh,
It's pretty eclectic, like all over the place.
The other thing I want to shout out while we're at it, not going to go on the playlist, but you can listen to it wherever podcasts are available. I have been binge listening to Not Another D&D podcast, and I'm about halfway through the Eldermorn, the second big campaign, and I can't get enough of it. I listen to it if I'm driving 5 minutes across town. I'll play whatever episode I was on just to catch a little more of it.
Nice.
And then also shout out to my girlfriend who bought me some awesome
Cool.
metal dice for my birthday. These are like full on metal. So
Nice.
yeah, I'm excited to play D&D again.
I've been rewatching The Sopranos.
Oh. And?
I forgot how good it was.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, we'll talk about that next time. Sure. Anyways, this has been episode. Oh, no, sorry.
Whoa,
I can't.
whoa.
I guess I'll shut the fuck up. I guess.
No. Before that, a few things. One,
right.
I'd be down for a Lost Signals D&D run, even if it's
Yes,
one-off.
please.
We just need to find a DM.
Lee.
And two,
That I can provide.
Yeah.
not that type of dungeon master. Daryl, shut up.
No leather involved.
No leather involved.
Just get
and
mask
two,
and ball gags.
On the next episode, we will talk about Fight Forever, the video game, as well. I want to talk about Twisted Metal, the TV or the television series that's coming out in the next couple of weeks, and the video games that are associated with it. So
Samoa
I
Joe.
want to touch on those. Yes.
He's fat.
Yes, he is. Samoan Joe is Sweet Tooth in that series.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Oh, just a look of disapproval from Daryl.
No, I have no idea what you're even talking about. So I know the game Twisted Metal, but it's I didn't know anything. I knew there was a TV show out. I didn't know it was coming out that quick. Oh, next week, new Futurama episodes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Starting
There's three
next week.
things that we need to talk about next week.
Yes. So I am Daryl. This has been episode.
I am JD.
40. Oh, fucking God damn it. Go ahead. No.
You guys
You always
suck.
change it up anyway.
I
Fuck
know,
you.
I know. Every time I do it, fucking different. Shut up. You guys talk. Talk and I'll end
All
it.
right.
Go quick.
Bye.
Bye.
It's like herding cats. Okay, this has been episode 49. Lost Signals. I'm Daryl. That's JD.
I'm JD.
That's Lee. You guys suck.
That's me.
We'll see you guys out there.
We are ending the
Oh
episode.
boy.
We are out there.
Don't let your balls fall off.